Hello, math students. Welcome back to Module 4, Expressions and Equations. This is Lesson 11, and it is called Write Expressions in Which Letters Stand for Numbers. Our goal for today we will practice writing algebraic expressions. The question that I want you to be thinking about during this lesson is, what is the hardest part about writing algebraic expressions? All right. So basically, there's nothing new that we need to learn about this. We just need to have some practice to make sure that we are learning the terms, that we understand the vocabulary, we can read it written in words and calculate it or change it into numbers and symbols, because that's what this means. Write expressions in which letters stand for numbers basically would mean that you're incorporating the use of variables. So if we take a look at the first one, it says d squared. So in this one, these are words written. We know what squared means. We know that squared means that you're using an exponent, and the exponent has to be 2. And we don't know the number value, so they're incorporating the use of the variable d. So in order to write d squared, we would say, okay, the variable is what is the base, and then squared would be the exponent. And so we have a power called d squared. Remember, the d is the base, and squared means an exponent of 2. So that's how you would write an expression to represent these words right here. Okay, so now let's try another one. It says a number x increased by 6, and then the sum is doubled. Okay, well that's not so difficult because the sum is referring to this, okay, and it says a number x increased by 6. So again, we don't know the value of the number, so we're calling it the variable x. The number x increased by 6, that means that we're adding 6 to it. So a number plus 6, basically a number x increased by 6, and then the sum is doubled. So this whole thing is the sum because that's what's being added together, and it says that we're doubling it, so we have to take it times 2. Okay, so let's read it again. A number x increased by 6, and then the sum is doubled. Doubled means that you have it 2 times. If I double the t in little, that means I have 2 t's. So we're doing it 2 times. Okay, so that one wasn't too difficult either. Boys and girls, the most important thing to remember when you're trying to create expressions from words is to go slow and truly understand what is being written. The other thing that's really, really important is how they use marks in there. We have a comma right here, and that comma means in math you need to pause and pay attention to what is being said before it. A number x increased by 6, so it's telling you that you need to do this part first. So the number x increased by 6, pause, and then the sum is doubled. So we take that whole thing because it's the sum, and we do it twice because it says it's being doubled. Okay, last one for this page. The total of h and b, the total of h and b is split into 5 equal groups. The total of h and b, so if I have all my h's and all my b's and I put them together, that usually means that we're adding. So I would say the total of h and b would look like this, h plus b, that's the total, right? But then it says that total, h and b, is split into 5 equal groups. So I would take what I have and I'd pass it out to 5 equal groups. And when I'm doing that, I'm actually dividing it into 5 equal groups. And so we have the total of h and b, so that means we're actually having to add them together first. So I'm even going to incorporate parentheses on that one. And then is split into 5 equal groups means that we're dividing it. Okay, so that's what that one would look like. All right, so let's go back to our goal for today. Today we will practice writing algebraic expressions. The difference between numerical expressions and algebraic is that when they're algebraic expressions, we're using variables. And we used a variable here, we used a variable here, and we used 2 variables here. And so that's what makes them algebraic expressions. Again, what was the question? What is the hardest part about writing algebraic expressions? I would say the hardest part about writing algebraic expressions is that kids go too fast and they don't read carefully. So my advice to you is slow down, go slow, read everything carefully so you know exactly what it's saying, and then convert the words into numbers and symbols. Okay? All right, kiddos, that's all I have for you in this lesson. Talk to you soon. Bye.